Hey there, Noble! How's it going? This is Mr. Wilbur, and it's going pretty well. It's Friday, May 15th. What you got, Nori? And these are your morning announcements. Hey, Nori is jingle jangling everywhere. Just jingle jangling. Jingle, jingle, jangle. And since it is Friday, that means it is also Feedback Friday. I don't know about you, but when you get the warm and cool feedback, I like to start with the cool feedback and then move into the warm feedback.
No offense, these videos aren't as funny as they were.
No offense, but your videos aren't as funny as they were. You try coming up with 8 weeks worth of content on a whim. And now on to the warm feedback. I've been wanting to draw lately. You're jangling.
I've been wanting to draw lately, but I haven't known what to draw. So I drew you. Hope you like it.
Okay. That is incredible. I want that to just be my avatar in all aspects of my life now. I normally don't say the names of the people who send me emails, but that was drawn by Faith McIntyre. Just want to give credit where credit is due, and Faith signed the picture anyway, so I figure, thank you so much. These next few emails are in reference to the videos I posted where I showed you guys how to make your own yogurt.
I saw the yogurt video you made, and it looks awesome. As a culinary arts senior, I have my fair share of cooking tips, tricks, and knowledge. And I know of a few things you can make with whey. You can make a bunch of things, from whey pancakes and whey caramel to even whey drinks. There are a bunch of recipes on Google as well. I hope this helped.
Whey caramel, you say? That concept definitely deserves further exploration. Thanks so much for the hot tips.
Great job with the yogurt. Also, I was happy to notice the Cocoa Puffs on top of your fridge. Love that cereal.
Cocoa Puffs is definitely a solid cereal, but I actually can't take credit. Not a day goes by where my wife Amy doesn't have a bowl of Cocoa Puffs. Yep. As long as I've known her, every single day, usually at night before bed. Bedtime cereal.
Ah, Old Seven Dust. I had that CD, and I saw them perform in Gainesville, Florida in 1998-ish. Love that album. Thank you for including this in your old guy music review. And thank you for doing these announcements, sir.
So I'm sure if you did the math on that, 1998, this is clearly from a staff member. This is not the first email I've received from a staff member commenting on my metal and hardcore references. In the very first week, I received this email.
Nice Earth Crisis reference today. I ended up playing Destroy the Machines while I worked this morning.
I'm keeping track, and I'm slowly developing a list of all the secret metalheads and hardcore fans among your noble high school teachers. But I'm curious, which teacher do you think was the big Seven Dust fan? Which teacher do you think listened to Destroy the Machines by Earth Crisis, an early 90s straight-edge vegan hardcore band? And last,
it has come to my attention that your perusing book section does not have The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings. I have just started The Hobbit and love the book. I have seen the movies, but the book is so far better. I'm wondering if you have read them, and if you have, did you like them? P.S. What is your favorite Harry Potter book? Also, what house are you in?
Whew, there's a lot to unpack there. First, let's talk about The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. This is gonna sound crazy, but I've actually never read The Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings. I've always wanted to, I've just never gotten around to it. After I read that email and I started thinking about it, and I've also read a lot of the book suggestions you guys have sent me, I'm suddenly realizing that I don't think I've ever read a legitimate fantasy series.
But Mr. Wilbur, what are you talking about? You were just talking about the Dark Tower series. You were just talking about Harry Potter. You were just talking about his Dark Materials. Hear me out.
It seems to me that in order to be a legitimate fantasy series, it must take place in a fantasy world. Middle Earth. Whatever the name of the world that A Song of Ice and Fire takes place in.
But all the fantasy series I've read take place in our world, or just adjacent to it.
Harry Potter.
That supposedly takes place in our world. The whole premise is we are unaware of the wizarding world that takes place all around us, for we are but muggles. The Dark Tower series, one of my all-time favorite series. Yes, it takes place in a fantasy world. But the whole idea of that series is that there's a multiverse. There are countless, unknowable amount of worlds, one of which is our world. And in the very first book, someone from our world goes into Midworld.
It's the same thing with his Dark Materials.
It takes place in this fantasy world, but there are also characters from our world move between worlds, and they speak of a multiverse.
So based on this flimsy piece of criteria that I just made up, I honestly don't think I've ever read a real fantasy series. Now, as for saying the book is better, the book is always better. Words put pictures and feelings in your head, and very often film images can never live up to what happened in your head. Also, since books are always better than the movie, when a new movie comes out, everybody always says, you should read the book first. I wholeheartedly disagree. I am of the opinion you should see the movie first, then read the book.
But why, do you ask? Why would you do that when the book is so much better?
It's all about maximizing your positive experiences. If you read a book and it's amazing, and then you see the movie and it's not as good, you are disappointed, and the whole time you're like, well, that's not how it was in the book, and it's a negative experience. However, if you see a movie and you're like, this movie is awesome, there's a book too, and then you read the book, and you're like, oh my gosh, the book is even better, this is incredible! That's two positive experiences. And I was one of those people when the Harry Potter movies were first coming out. As much as I enjoyed them, I was sitting there like, well, that's not how it happened in the book. That was me. I still have my nitpicks, but it wouldn't have been that way if I had seen the movies first. Then I would have been like, these are dope, the books are dope. Also, as to which is my favorite Harry Potter book, it's been a few years since I read them, but I think my favorite Harry Potter book, not my favorite Harry Potter movie, is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix.
I don't want to get too spoilery for those who haven't read the series. All of the denial about Voldemort's return, Dolores Umbridge taking over the school, and especially all the occlumency scenes between Harry and Snape.
Because Snape has always been my absolute favorite character in the series. It's just where things started to get really serious.
And it's also the series where you started to learn a little bit more about Harry's parents and Snape's past and all that stuff.
Absolutely love it. Hands down my favorite Harry Potter book. As for what house I'm in, I don't know. Let's find out. And here we go. Which house? Yeah, sure. And now it's time for our word of the day. Brought to you by Mr. Parr, but delivered by his celebrity associate, Elmo.
Hey everybody, it's Elmo. I'm here to wrap up the week of words relating to friendship. This week, I hope you have had as good a time as I have learning new words. Today's word is steadfast. Steadfast is a word that tells you that somebody is loyal and can be trusted. You want to be a steadfast friend. Steadfast. All right, have a good weekend. Bye.
Thank you, Elmo. And now it's time for This Day in History, brought to you by Mrs. Perkins. In 1914, mountaineer Tenzing Norgay was born in Tibet. He, along with Sir Edmund Hillary, was the first person to stand atop the summit of Mount Everest. In 1918, the first regular airmail route in the United States opened between New York City and Washington, D.C. And now it's time for our pet of the day. Today's staff pet of the day goes to Mrs. Davis.
My son PJ asked me to send in a picture of our newest pet. We've been fostering a guinea pig, Mickey, since October, with the agreement that we'd return him to Smiling Hill Farm when they opened in April. Of course, the farm is still closed for the foreseeable future. So, we got Mickey a friend. Our new permanent pet is Ace, pictured here with PJ. Have a great day.
That is an adorable picture. I also don't know if I've ever seen a jet black guinea pig before. Next up, our student pet of the day goes to Aaron Kinsey.
In the first corner, weighing in at 96 pounds, we have Buster, a 9-year-old black lab with a heart of gold. Buster's named after Andy's dog in Toy Story. Next, there's Scuttle, named after the seagull in Little Mermaid. Scuttle is a maroon-bellied conure hatched February 5th, 2018, and he loves his toy disco ball. Last but not least, we have Rex. Rex is a rescue hound mix from Mississippi, named after the T-Rex in Toy Story due to the shortness of T-Rex's arms and the fact that Rex is missing a foot. We aren't sure what happened. Rex was born sometime around April 20th, 2018. Here's a picture of Rex's missing foot. We call it his lucky paw, like Nemo's lucky fin.
Extra points for naming all of your pets after Pixar/Disney characters. Love that. All right, so that does it for today. So at this point, please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, everybody, have a great Friday and a fantastic weekend. I'll talk to you on Monday, and in the meantime, stay noble, Knights.